Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope that everybody's doing well and swell. Good morning to Jake Smith. I guess everybody is perched in a tree or maybe perched in the clouds. Good morning for my life. Okay. Good morning, dear self. Good morning, everyone. Y'all, I perused the YouTube streets yesterday and last night. For the most part, on Monday, the biggest topic of discussion was King Roman's live, which I am happy that he did that live and me and him were able to have a conversation just about my question. And I appreciate the fact that he was able to speak with me about the question that I had without taking offense. That's good. I like that. Because I do feel like sometimes on this application, people automatically assume that people are trying to attack them. So they jump on the defense. But if you really realize it, me and King Roman, we never had any issue with each other. And because we never had any issue with each other, when I put the community wall thing, yeah, I'm pretty sure it ticked him off. But I think he understood that I wasn't coming from a malicious place or me trying to start something with him, because that's not where I am with it. I was just asking the question, so I'm happy that he gave me an answer. Good morning, Lee Pepper. And I did say good morning to yourself. Good morning to everybody. So all day Monday, people were talking about that. Yesterday I heard people just recapping everything about King Roman's live. I did go around. I started with YouTube cameras yesterday morning, where she was giving her commentary about what happened at King Roman's. And she was posing her own question about King Kaios. Or she didn't have a question about him per se, but she was making an observation. YouTube cameras felt like she understood exactly the predicament that King Roman was facing on his live on Monday when King Kaios was timing out the people in the chat. Or not the people, but specifically Ness and Intrinsic. When King Kaios started using his mod stick to time them out, and then King Roman News dropped the link for me to come up to his platform to speak to him about my community wall posts. And the fact that Ness and Intrinsic beat me up to the community, or beat me up to the panel to try to speak to King Roman first about Kaios timing them out. In my opinion, I feel like in that moment, Ness and Intrinsic wanted King Roman News to choose a side. They wanted King Roman News to publicly reprimand King Kaios for being a moderator in his chat who dared to use his wrench. Good morning, hey you. Good morning, everybody. YouTube cameras was saying that she totally related to that, because she said she felt like in many instances on her own channel, people tried to force her hand for her to publicly reprimand or admonish me about using my own wrench. Which I think that's quite fascinating, don't you? In the same breath, people could get up on her platform or her channel and accuse me of trying to control her channel. Yet these same people who try to accuse me of controlling YouTube cameras platform, they are the same ones that try to control her platform by trying to tell her what she needs to do with me and how she needs to take my wrench and how she needs to tell me this and she needs to tell me that. The same ones that run through here talking about I'm trying to control her channel are the same ones that try to tell her what to do. I guess they expected to get a vote before she picked the moderators for her channel. But no, she picked the moderators for her channel because those are the ones that she picked. And I was one of the ones that she picked. This goes back to what I was saying last week, where I was saying that sometimes subbies on here expect to be privy to all of the conversations. Because me and YouTube cameras had a conversation specifically. The first time that she ever gave me a wrench had to have been about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, y'all. And when she gave me that wrench, I had gone to her immediately. I think it was in her messages. And I was asking her, what does having a wrench entail? I really wanted to know the ins and outs about using a wrench, because I did not want to overstep a boundary or step on her toes on her channel. And so, she explained to me her expectations about the wrench. And easily, I had the wrench for about 6 or 7 months before I ever used it one time. Before I ever used it once. But I think it seems like some people are like Johnny come lately, in which they don't realize that I had the wrench for about 6 or 7 months before ever using it. They only take notice of the fact that I've had to use it here recently. And I do plan to still use it. Good morning, Klondike. Good morning, Just Lovely. I do still plan to use it. But either way, the same people that try to tell her who should be moderators and who shouldn't be moderators and who can be on her platform, who shouldn't, they the same ones that's trying to control. Point blank in the period. Now, I appreciate how King Roman News did not turn on Kaios for using his wrench. Because at the end of the day, I feel like that particular Monday, Kaios had every right to be petty. I think that if King Roman News had admonished him publicly or reprimanded him publicly, first off, it would have showed a crack in the foundation, and King Roman did not do that, which is great. But then also, I believe if he had done that in that moment, it would have appeared on the outside looking in that he was invalidating Kaios' feelings. So I am happy that didn't happen that way. I'm happy that even the other moderators let him do what he needed to do up in that chat, Kaios, because ultimately Kaios' feelings are valid, y'all. They struck his video, talk about the whole video was theirs, and that's a lie, y'all. So there's that. That was the first thing that I heard about when I visited YouTube cameras on Monday. So then, once I left from YouTube cameras, y'all, I went to codes. Well, YouTube cameras talked about one part that I'm about to talk about, but then I went to codes, and I think he was talking about it too. My next talking point, bullet point this morning, is about sensitive men. Good morning, Tuddy. Y'all, there are sensitive men across this sector. Sensitive men, gay and straight. What I witnessed within the last couple of days as far as sensitive men go, it's right now the trans women. When I say sensitive men, I mean the trans women, and I mean 2 straight men. So the trans women have been all in the uproar because Jay Wilson called them transmissions. Y'all, sometimes I'm aware that I'm a part of the community. I'm aware that trans women are a part of this community that I'm in. I'm aware of it. But sometimes I really just have to sit back and shake my head at the amount of sensitivity that I see. How many times have we been on this platform, y'all, and y'all done been over there to Jay Wilson's, and y'all done heard Jay Wilson call lesbians lesbitarians? How many times? And out of the amount of times that he has referred to lesbians as lesbiterians, how many times have y'all seen the lesbians, true natural born women who really do have sensitivity, who really do have natural emotions, who really do have true femininity? How many times have you seen the lesbians like get all bent out of shape and, oh, we about to boycott, and oh my goodness, let's call Glad, and oh my God, we need to call the phone number in order to get him reported? How many times? Like the fact that they are so sensitive about being called a transmission. But the men always purposely say the words in a certain way. And I even have brought that to Tulsa's attention. In Tulsa, the true man almost escaped Tulsa when I brought that to Tulsa's attention. Tulsa talking about, well, the lesbians allowed Jay Wilson to disrespect them. So if the lesbians allow him to disrespect them, then that's on the lesbians. Now, first off, him calling a lesbian a lesbiterian does not come off as disrespect to me, to be honest. The first time I ever heard him say it, the first time I ever heard him put it up in the title, y'all, I truly assumed that with the sensitivity of YouTube, or at least back then when he first started doing it, with the sensitivity of YouTube when it comes to the certain words that people can say, the certain words that people can use, when he started saying lesbiterian, I thought that was his way of like altering the word, so to speak, so that it wouldn't have any type of trigger with the YouTube system. That's what I genuinely thought. So me hearing him say it, it didn't bother me. Even with the transmissions, he could be trying to be funny, but then also it could be just a way of skating around the YouTube system. Who knows? But I just think it's interesting that these sensitive men who take an estrogen shot on a regular basis in order to manipulate their hormones are now running around here trying to act like that they should have more outrage and sensitivity than women have. And that, you know, they demand all of this, that, respect, and the third. Especially with Tulsa, because Tulsa used to be up Jay Wilson's ass when Jay Wilson would say crazy things to other people in the community. But yet now that he done hurt her feelings by calling her a transmission, even though he been telling her that she was a 1099, so she a 1099 transmission. Good morning, DC moderator. Now she want to be up in arms, and she want to go from platform to platform trying to make everybody be up in arms. How many of y'all remember Jay Wilson and Properly Bonafide getting into that argument over there on V. Lenore's channel, and Jay Wilson called Properly Bonafide a Baptist bulldagger? Y'all remember? Properly Bonafide ain't even gay, but that's what he called her, and people laughed about it. People joked about it. Oh, Jay Wilson was so clever. Yeah, ha, 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 ha. He. All of this. Jay Wilson has always been using derogatory language or a different form of language for people up in the community. So I find it quite hilarious that for all this time, the trans women supported Jay Wilson using these derogatory terms when it was in relation to lesbians, in relation to natural born women. But now that he has used something that could be seemingly derogatory to them or towards them, the word transmission, then now the entire beef sector is supposed to have a problem and get him canceled. I even heard, I think it was Dimples that was saying that she might even mess with his church that he played the piano with over there. Cause y'all know that church that he played the piano for over there, that church is a gay friendly church. Good morning, Olivia. That church is gay friendly. It's an LGBT friendly church, and the woman, the preacher, is a woman. That was the church that we all went to for Easter on Facebook with him. Remember on Easter we went with y'all. Father's Day is coming up. Do y'all think we need to go to Jay Wilson's church on Facebook for Father's Day? I might have to peek in over there on Father's Day, see what they're talking about at the church. But either way, now the trans women are in the uproar, and now I don't understand why him calling you a transmission mean that y'all got to reach out to this damn church. Now I didn't hear Tulsa talk about reaching out to the church, but if I'm not mistaken, I did hear Dimples mention it over at Ness's platform before they fell out. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Dr. Soapy. Dr. Soapy was asking me yesterday. I saw him up in the chat. He said, J.Dunn, where were you this morning? So, y'all, I think momentarily I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this morning show. Only because it seems like certain days are slower than others. So with me doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it allows me to pace myself with waking up so early to speak to y'all. But then it also allows time for things to organically happen in the beef sector so that I can have something to report to y'all. Because the last thing I want to do is just be forcing something that I'm talking to y'all about. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for right now. That may change, Dr. Sophie. Like, let's say the beef sector start amping up. Then that might have to change. And then I might have to add an additional day. But for the most part, it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Unless something juicy happens. But I appreciate you for noticing my absence yesterday morning. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the sensitive men. Another aspect of sensitive men that I want to talk about outside of the trans women. Malik is a very sensitive man. I was at Cole's platform yesterday. I got up on Cole's platform yesterday evening because Cole did an evening live. And I was just settled on the sofa just listening. I think Cole was talking about I can't remember what he was talking about, y'all. Oh, he was talking about trying to do a man's panel, kind of like the gentleman's panel, but he wanted to do it for straight men. And so he was talking about him trying to do that panel for the beef sector. And I had to click Code's link and remind Code, hey, Code, your channel was established in the Umar sector. So if you are bringing this type of content, you would need to be bringing it to the Umar sector. Don't necessarily think that you're bringing the content for the beef sector. I said, because your channel is the Umar sector channel. So I got to talking to him up there about the different men that he might be able to invite into this thing. One thing that I noticed is that he did not include Lemon. He did not include Ghetto Intellect, even though he said this was going to be a heterosexual man panel. So I ended up dropping off his link, and then I left and did something. And then when I got back up in there, Demon Soul was on the link. So I clicked the link because I wanted to ask Demon Soul something. And before I could really even get into a deep conversation with Demon Soul, Malik was on the panel. And Malik went out of his way to talk to me. Y'all, what I don't understand is it's a lot of these finesses or these husbands of finesses that legitimately go out of their way to try to speak to me or reference me or have an issue with me on somebody else's platform. I don't get it. I'm on Cole's platform talking to Demon Soul and then talking to Cole, and Malik just out of the blue trying to address me when he needs to address his damn wife. Then he ready to kick up an argument. Malik, argue with Brooke ass. Don't argue with me. Malik Want to call me a big back and all this stuff, but meanwhile, Brooke is the true big back. The fact that his wife was such a big ass back that she was able to fake a pregnancy for an entire term and nobody blinked or knew otherwise because that bitch is just a big bitch. The fact that she was able to fake a pregnancy for 9 months through the beef sector and nobody thought anything of it, and she was posting pictures of her stomach and a video clip of this, a video clip of that. That's the big bitch. So when you have problems with anybody being big, you need to start with your household, Malik. You need to argue with her. Don't argue with me. When you see me on a panel, just let me be. Teddy, correct. Teddy said, Dunn, apparently you are a beef sector channel builder. I've witnessed this all the time. And believe it or not, Teddy, even yesterday morning, Sha Kim is another sensitive man that I'm talking about in this particular segment. I was on YouTube cameras trying to fill her in with what I knew about the Patreon because she did some of her recap yesterday morning about the Patreon and, Bertha May getting a strike because of the Patreon, that type of thing. And so I got up there to talk to YouTube cameras to tell her what I had known about the Patreon. And then here come another sensitive ass man, Sha Kim, another Finesser, Sha Kim. Sha Kim want to click YouTube cameras link to address me. Then just on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, Lady Nika was live. I'm up there talking to Lady Nika about the weekend that was had with the OGs in the beef sector actually coming out and making content, and us actually having different things to talk about. And then Sha Kim and Tulsa, them two sensitive men, want to hit Lady Nika's link to come and talk to me. What? They know that they're not welcome over here. Well, Tulsa is welcome over here. But Sha Kim know that he not welcome over here. So because he know that he don't get to speak to me over here, he already know that I don't be going over there to Nessus. So he try to find me anywhere he can to engage me with a conversation. And I think that it's creepy and it's weird. The fact that he believes, I don't know if it's male entitlement, a male sense of entitlement, but the fact that he believes that I owe him any conversation because I'm on a platform minding my own black ass business, because I'm on Lady Nika speaking to Lady Nika about OG shit that don't have nothing to do with him or Tulsa. And they jumped up there trying to speak to me, totally derailed the conversation that me and Lady Nika were having about the things that had transpired. Then, not only did Sha Kim derail the conversation, but Sha Kim sat right there on Lady Nika's platform, y'all. Sat right there on Lady Nika's platform, and he had a nerve to accuse me of doxing Lady Nika and doxing her kids. You hear me? Let me repeat it. He accused me of doxing Lady Nika and doxing her kids. Now, he got up there talking about this old hearsay shit, but do you know how silly and stupid he looked when Lady Nika had to correct him and say, she might have doxed me, but she ain't never doxed my kids. Lady Nika said, Sha Kim, now if J.Dunn had doxed my kids, do you think J.Dunn would be up here on my platform? That's what Lady Nika had to tell him, because he got up there spouting a lie to her face on her platform. And I guess he thought that she was just going to go with that. This is what I'm talking about the 2.0s that don't know nothing about beef sector history. The 2.0s that try to be counted so badly that they would just make up a lie and just hope and pray that you're going to go with the lie that they just made up. The fact that he was bold enough to make up the lie about Lady Nika on Lady Nika's platform is unbelievable. Even to the point of me doxing Lady Nika. Me and Lady Nika, and I think Lady Nika tried to explain this to him. Back in the day, Lady Nika came on here with her government name. Back in the day, a lot of people did that. Came on here with their government name. So back in the day, many of us who were here at that particular time knew that Lady Nika had a government name. Lady Nika even said that I was one of the people that had told her, but I know specifically, I remember Sean trying to tell her, because I only ended up finding out about Lady Nika because I used to follow Sean on Twitter. Back in 2014, I used to follow Sean on Twitter for the Housewife reviews. And Sean used to share videos of these other content creators that was doing reviews. That's how I even saw Lady Nika's. And that's how come I knew Lady Nika's name. But that don't mean I doxed her. That means she came on here with her name. Sha Kim, you idiot. But maybe if you were around back then you would know. But all you do is be a parrot and you repeat bullshit that you done heard somebody else say. But then as far as me doxing Lady Nika's kids, I don't even know that woman's kids. To be honest, I don't even know how many kids she got. Don't know their names. About the best that I know is she got a set of twins that's the same age as Brianna and them. That's all I know. I don't know this woman kids, but that you would get up there to lie just to try to be counted, just to try to be involved. It's sickening. It's sickening. And then for you to follow me on YouTube cameras with the same bullshit, it's sickening. Like, if you don't just go on about your business, worry about being over there with the finessers and stop being a sensitive ass man trying to make up a lie about anything. Then over there on YouTube cameras yesterday, y'all. So Catherine Powell got 2 pages. One page is called Chosen by Yahweh. The other page is called Catherine Powell. Chosen by Yahweh was up in YouTube cameras chat. I told YouTube cameras that Chosen by Yahweh is Catherine Powell. Do you know Sha Kim's sensitive ass that just want to be counted tried to have a type of outrage on YouTube cameras saying that I was doxing on YouTube cameras panel? Exactly when did calling Catherine Powell become people doxing them? I had to nip that shit right up in the bud. I said, I ain't doxing no damn Catherine Powell. I said, that's her name up on here. Even YouTube cameras was like, her name is Catherine Powell on here. And then he was like, oh, well, you can't expect me to know everybody's name in the subby's name. No, don't nobody expect you to know everybody's name nor the subby's name. We just expect you to shut the fuck up if you don't know what you're talking about. If you have no idea what you're talking about because you don't know, when you don't know, you don't need to speak. When you don't know, you need to be quiet. When you don't know, you need to just sit back with your mouth shut. When you don't know, don't say anything. He ended up looking stupid because ain't nobody doxing Catherine Powell by calling her Catherine Powell. The fuck is wrong with you? Weird. Trying to just start an argument, trying to start a fight just because they sensitive men. Sensitive. Now let me go on to my next point here because I want to make sure that I'm getting through everything quickly. So yeah, I just spoke about those 2 bullet points. So we got the sensitive men, that's the trans women are sensitive men. We got the heterosexual man. Malik is a sensitive man. We got Sha Kim, that's a sensitive man. Let's see. Now I'm going to get to the heart of the title of this live. I called this live Get Ready With Me a Fallen Finesser edition. So everybody go ahead and sit back. I want y'all to take a deep breath and I want y'all to prepare yourselves for this conversation that I'm about to have with y'all. I want y'all to enter this conversation with me with an open mind, and also enter this conversation with me, in a relaxed space, because I'm about to bring something to y'all attention, and it might be difficult subject matter, but nonetheless, it needs to be discussed. And when I got up this morning and I was doing my meditation and getting my iced coffee together, I really had to, say a prayer to make sure that I could deliver this in the best way that it should be delivered. So I hope that that's the case. But it's a topic that needs to be had right now. It's called a Fallen Finesser edition for a reason. So y'all can see how Ness runs her ship over there. Y'all see how she has these finessers, these grown men, grown women, falling in line, literally falling all over at her every beck and call. Here recently, my content that I did on Monday morning, I was explaining to y'all how Intrinsic is now doing these strikes on Ness's behalf, in which she is submitting her own government information, which does include her name, her address, her phone number, all of that on the legal YouTube documents, legal YouTube paperwork on Ness's behalf in order to mess with other people's channels, right? That's a lot of loyalty to have. What would y'all say if I told y'all that one of her main soldiers over there in Finesserville recently had a tragedy in the family and none of them acknowledged it? None of them sent any flowers. None of them offered up any condolences. None of them did any of that because all they were worried about was Ness and her channel. What would y'all think about that? As a matter of fact, when we look at these quote unquote cults online and these people that have this blind loyalty to other content creators online, is there an expectation that the content creator should be doing something if somebody in the group experiences a tragedy or a loss of a magnitude? Is it at the onus of Ness to be trying to help or pitch in or send a bouquet of flowers or something? Is it something that she should be doing, especially considering that she consumes most of these people time, energy, and space with them being worker bees for her on this virtual space that we call the bee sector? Now, one thing that I also want to note to y'all that's going to tie into this. It's on Monday morning, y'all. And this truly just shows how the universe be working, y'all. On Monday morning, I witnessed Ness be live and make light and borderline even make fun of grown folks TV crying because his moderator died. Grown folks TV has a moderator that has recently passed away, according to what I've heard in the YouTube streets. I'm not a subby to Grown Folks TV, so I only heard about it in passing. But specifically, I heard Ness speaking about it, and she was ready to laugh and make fun because Grown Folks TV must have went live and he cried that the moderator died. And so she was ready to poke fun. Oh, yeah, please like my video, y'all. It's too many of y'all up in here for Cooling to be like number 46. Please get the likes up, y'all. I'm giving y'all the real deal. Please get the likes up. So it seems that Grown Folks TV must have went live, cried about the moderator passing away, and then I guess he must have put the video of him crying on like his membership tier. So on Monday over there at the Finessers, they thought that was funny, laughing. And good morning, Cool, and good morning, Very Carrie. Good morning, Asia. Good morning to Dreamy Jeannie Blue. They thought it was humorous that this man lost the moderator. Now, I will say that the moderator in question, from what I heard, is a moderator called Can't Stop. I know of Can't Stop because there have been a couple of times where Can't Stop hit the link over there on the spaceship. Specifically, I remember Can't Stop hitting the link at the spaceship last year because I think her name is Can't Stop, an older lady. I remember Can't Stop hitting the link over there at the spaceship last year, y'all, because this was the time when Pizarro did not allow straight men on her panel, but MBK wanted to be able to go to Pizarro's panel. Remember when MBK had just started that morning show over there with Code and everything, and they were just getting popping and stuff? And MBK wanted to come and collaborate on Pizarro's panel, but Pizarro didn't allow straight men. So Pizarro did this whole fundraiser in which the women, Grown Folks TV's women, sent cash apps to Pizarro in order to fundraise the amount so that Pizarro could then allow MBK up on her link. Well, Can't Stop was one of the women that contributed, and she ended up hitting Pizarro's link to negotiate with Pizarro about how much they needed to raise XYZ. So this is how come I know this specific moderator of his. After she hit Pizarro's link that one day, she came and hit that Pizarro's link a couple of more times after that, depending on what the topic of conversation was. So this is how I remember this lady. But either way, it came out on Monday that this lady must have passed away. I heard Ness making light of it, laughing about grown folks crying about it, and putting a video on the members. She also made note saying that grown folks was potentially scamming, and I'm gonna say potentially and allegedly scamming, trying to raise money. Good morning, today. Trying to raise money for this woman's funeral costs or something like that, and that he probably won't give the money to the family. All of this type of hogwash. But don't y'all find it funny how just on Monday she was making fun of a death happening over there in Grown Folks TV's camp, making light of it. Only for Tuesday, it come to circle around to all of us behind the scenes that there is actually a fallen Finesser. And because I guess Ness and the Finessers are so worried about everybody else's deaths and loss, they not even worried about the death and the loss that just happened in-house. An in-house death, which is why I call this a fallen Finesser. A Finesser has truly fallen over there up in that camp. And they ain't did nothing. They didn't send no flowers. They didn't raise no money. They didn't try to contribute to anything. They haven't done anything but worry about Ness's channel and try to scam people out of Patreon money. Now, good morning, Olivia. Good morning, Olivia. So, like my video. Now, a troll has been going around speaking about the fact that Rodney's father passed away. That's a fact. Rodney's father has passed away, y'all. But the thing that I don't understand is why Ness and them didn't give a damn. Why is it that the entire beef sector know about this, but Ness? Now, Rodney kisses Ness's ass over there. If Ness tell Rodney to jump, Rodney gonna say, how high, Ness? If Ness tell Rodney to walk off a cliff, Rodney gonna put on his best walking shoes and walk the fuck up off that cliff. Whatever Ness tell Rodney to do, Rodney do it. So I'm trying to understand how everybody else in the beef sector knows about this tragedy, and the only person that's not acknowledging the tragedy is Ness and them Finessers. This is why I call this a fallen Finesser edition. How everybody else know, but they don't. We all know that they communicate via email, point blank in the period, Nessa and Rodney. Now she got the Patreon and she brag about them having a Patreon chat over there. Why didn't y'all do anything for that loss over there up in y'all's camp? But y'all still worried about everybody else and the losses that other people have going on. That's the thing that I don't get. When you so busy trying to sweep around everybody else's front door that you stop sweeping around your own front door, and now you got dust collected at your motherfucking doorstep. And I'm just gonna call it out. The fact that you sit back and you worry about everybody else, but the main thing that you cared about was this striking wars in your damn channel, that you totally have disregarded anything that has to do with one of your own people. One of your own people. Y'all, it be stuff like that that really just don't make sense to me. For the life of me, it don't make sense to me, because I just be like, your priorities all fucked up. You worried about the wrong things. You always trying to criticize the next camp about how they dealing with this or how they dealing with that, but then you ain't worried about your own self. Please like my video. I have one specific receipt that I plan to show y'all, but I can't show y'all this receipt with this amount of likes. Y'all crazy as hell. Now y'all know I when I come with anything, I'm gonna come with a receipt. But damn sure can't give y'all a receipt when it's this many of y'all up in here and ain't nobody liking the damn video. Y'all crazy. Y'all are absolutely crazy. And you know the funniest thing about it is Ness over there in that Patreon posting stuff, personal stuff about everybody else. But when it's time for her to actually try to help one of her own, it ain't not one single post up in that Patreon about Rodney and about Rodney's daddy. That Patreon is private. That's a safe space, Ness. Why you ain't put a community wall post to pay a tribute to this man that passed away? You got community wall posts about everybody else. You over there trying to dox everybody else. You over there trying to find information on everybody else. But when it comes to one of your own that pretty much got a straw sucking out your ass crack, you can't even give no post over there. I mean, it's private. Why not? Why you can't raise no funds over there? Why you got people paying $9 a month and $15 a month over there? Why you can't raise no funds over there for one of your own? But then yet you will sit back and place all this judgment on others and how they seem to handle things that happen in their own camps. But that's where you go wrong when you end up focusing on everybody else. Hey Chanel B, what's good? How you doing? And hey to Tammy Lynn. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Soapy. Good morning to everybody. So let me refresh my likes, y'all. I gotta get these likes up before I drop this receipt. They slowly but surely coming up. Y'all gonna have to get them on up now. Let's do it. Okay, because yeah, I have a receipt. I have heard people say that Rodney said that it wasn't true, but y'all, I don't know what Rodney said, because I've been hearing people say hearsay that Rodney said it wasn't true, but I have not seen the man type that for me to see it with my own eyes. I have not seen it with my own eyes, so that's why, even though I don't get along with Rodney, I'm not just going to be like, oh, Rodney out here lying and lying and lying. No, because I ain't seen that. Now, I do know that a lot of other people keep saying, oh, it's not true, it's not true, it's not true. But I'm telling you that it is true. And y'all already know I wouldn't dare get out here and say something without having the facts of the matter. And that's why I can't understand how Ness is over there using her Patreon to dox and do all this kind of stuff for others. But she's so busy worried about everybody else that she ain't even worried about what's going on in-house. She ain't even worried about that she over there with a follower Finesser. She ain't even worried about the fact that she ain't sent no arrangement over there to the funeral. She ain't worried about none of that. She worried about everybody else except what she should be worried about. But then it just like whenever she always worried about other people and their kids and their parenting when she don't even have her own child. Always worried about somebody else's business. Good morning, RJ. Always worried about somebody else's business instead of worried about her own. So as y'all come in, go ahead and like the video, and I'll go ahead and get this receipt here prepared. I'll get my receipt here prepared to bring to y'all. And I will actually give y'all one moment. This is going to be how we going to do this, y'all. Because I'll give y'all a moment. Because this receipt is going to carry y'all on the field trip. That's what this receipt is going to do. But I just got to make sure that my likes are a fair exchange for me to go ahead and drop this receipt so that y'all could go on y'all's field trip. And we could just get to the bottom of it. How about that? This will be an interactive live. So as I was moseying through the YouTube streets, go ahead and get the likes up. As I was moseying through the YouTube streets, y'all know I'm nosy. And with me being the nosy person that I am, I came across one community wall post by none other than Dimples. Dimples was over there posting on her community wall already, trying to get my attention for other reasons. And I just so happened to be going over there to her community wall post to take a gander, only for me to come across this exchange here on her community wall. Now, I have Dimples blocked, so that's why you can't see Dimples here. So I'm at Dimples community wall because she posting something about Jake Diddy this and Jake Diddy that. So I'm over there looking to see what in the hell she might have done put over there. And I came across this exchange underneath her comments. This troll says, "Did you see my proof?" Dimples responded and said something to this troll. But again, I got Dimples blocked, so I can't see what Dimples said. Then the troll says, "Type in the first and last name in DeSoto, Texas." Then the troll put this that you should type using letters and numbers. So now this is the field trip portion. This is the field trip portion of the video. And would you politely go to your Google browser and do as this troll said? Because all I did was screenshot this. And then I politely went to my Google browser and typed exactly what this troll said. The only thing is take out the numbers, replace those numbers with letters, and you got what you're going to get. But again, I'm trying to figure out why is the Finessers was just making fun of Grown Folks TV Moderator dying just on Monday. Meanwhile, all of this was coming out yesterday about they camp. And they told us they ain't saying nothing. They sitting back, twiddling their thumbs. Over there, worried about a damn Patreon. Over there, worried about a damn channel. Even to the point that when Rodney got back, y'all, Rodney came live to try to, quote unquote, drag 88 and drag Judge Fifi in relation to Ness's channel. He wanted to have ill things to say about me. You know, he wanted to jump his ass right back into a fight for Ness. But Ness them ain't even gave a damn to even offer no condolences. I mean, if you could find everything else, why you can't find nothing for your own person? Why? Why? And again, this screenshot is straight off Dimples community wall. And the thing is, Dimples knew this information. This is what you got to understand. This is a screenshot from yesterday, y'all. And please like my video because I'm bringing it to y'all. This was on Dimples Community Wall yesterday. So y'all mean to tell me Dimples didn't already know anything about this before her and Ness fell out with the porn bomb? Y'all mean to tell me that Dimples knew this information and never even once had gave this information to Ness before they just fell out with the porn bomb? Are we really going to sit up here and act like that Dimples wasn't aware of this information and that Ness wasn't aware of this information? Or maybe she just didn't give a damn about it because her biggest concern was all this YouTube shit and getting people to join her Patreon. Her biggest concern was her trying to get people to pay that high price over at the Patreon, and her still being mad about her channel. Please like the video. So again, receipts upon receipts, but get this cooling. Get this cooling. This about to really bring it on full circle cooling. Y'all do know that it was May 15th, y'all, where the main witch over there in Lemon Land had put that spell on me. It was May 15th when she did that. It was also May 15th when I had to really reach it into my arsenal and start returning a lot of shit back to sender. On May 15th is when I started with my prayers and my rituals to return any and all negativity back to sender. To anybody that was wishing negativity, ill will, or harm to my life, I'm returning it back to sender. That's when I had to start saying that prayer about returning back to sender. On May 15th, I started returning back to sender. And on May 17th, this happened. And all I could do is tell y'all that return to sender does work. On May 15th, I had to return a lot of this negativity that they was trying to push my way to sender. And on May 17th, this happened. But again, they were still too worried about trying to get me too involved with trying to get me that they didn't even realize that they needed to be helping one of their fallen finessers. They didn't even realize that they needed to be helping one of their fallen finessers because, again, they too busy worried about the wrong thing. When you be so involved up on this application where you worried about the wrong thing completely, then it be stuff that you should have your attention on and your mind on that go right by the wayside. Why? Because you too busy worried about me. Why? Because you too busy hoping for some negativity to befall me. Why? Because you too busy praying that I lose my channel. Why? Because you too busy hoping that I'm going to have to be put off of here for long. Why? Because y'all too busy trying to wish jail on me. Why? Because y'all had all of this negativity circling around all of y'all to the point to once I returned it back to sender, each and every one of y'all felt it. Each and every one of y'all felt it. Maybe you need to actually start worrying about what's going on in-house. Then you wouldn't be worried about the fact that you have a fallen finesser over there and y'all have done not a thing about it. Coolin said, oh, so the donations would go to Rodney instead of Nick. They didn't pick no donations for him. That's what I'm telling you. They didn't do shit. They've been on here getting the Patreon money, but they ain't sent no flowers. They ain't sent no flowers. They didn't say no condolence. They ain't sent no money. They just been worried about Ness recouping her money so that she could pay her June rent. All they gave a damn was making sure that Ness could pay her rent for the month of June. Good morning, Jinx. Good morning, everybody. Not even caring about what other people got going on in their personal lives. No. That wasn't the goal. That wasn't the focus. Being hateful, mean, and spiteful was the focus, only to the point to where you lost focus on the things that you really should be focused about. And please like the video again. So anyway, the field trip alone will let y'all know that all of this stuff, oh, it's not true, and that's a lie. And I'm still not understanding why Ness ain't dedicating her Patreon to pay her homage, since she like to dox everybody else over there behind her paywall. Since she like to be doxing everybody else and putting everybody else relatives behind her paywall. Since she like to dox Mr. West behind her paywall. Since she like to be over there trying to dox Code and whoever else, doxing Deanna, doxing all of these people around the beef sector behind her paywall. But the main person that she needs to be worried about and actually paying homage and tribute to on her paywall, she paying them dust. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. She paying it dust. I wish I would be following around somebody up on the internet the way that Rodney follow around this and go through such a tragedy and my tragedy not even be acknowledged. I wish that I would be doing all the stuff that Rodney do for Ness and to experience a tragedy like that and not even get a bouquet of flowers from the Finessers. I wish I would. But this goes right back to some people being ain't shit bitches. People being ain't shit and selfish. Only caring about oneself. And it's a lot of people on that side that's lined up just like Rodney. Now, how in the hell? Now, this is the next question. Since people say that Rodney said it ain't true, y'all just went on the field trip, so we gonna stop that lie in its track. And again, the beef sector, this has been circulating behind the scenes for about 2 days now. I was able to screenshot that from off Dimple's community wall and research it myself. Just by going to Google. All I did was type it in Google based on what Dimple said on her community wall in the comments. Based on what Dimples had up in her comments. And I'm trying to figure out if Dimples had that information. Her and Ness just fell out. What was it, Monday night? No. Yeah, it was Monday. Wait. Yeah, it was Monday night. So her and Ness fell out Monday night. So I'm sure on Monday, this information had to have gone to Ness. How is it going to everybody else behind the scenes, but it didn't go to Ness? Make that make sense. I'm going to wait on that. I find it quite interesting how when things happen and we talk about the behind the scenes tea and stuff, and people get emails about this and about that and about this and about that, and this one sent this and this one sent that. Everybody is typically in the know. But now, out of all times, when Ness is up in the know, when Ness is in the know of something, she ain't discussing, ain't talk about it. Or maybe nobody sent it to her. Maybe they didn't send it to her. Maybe she ain't have no idea, y'all. And it's just like, it just blew my mind because I'm like, some people are mindlessly following these people who don't give a damn about anything going on in their personal life. When you blindly following around people that don't give a damn about what happened to you, they don't give a damn about what happened to their relatives. All they give a damn is about being hateful and malicious because they done lost their channel. And all they do is give a damn about getting money for a damn Patreon. posting everything else back there except for the things that you should be posting or what you should be focused about. And again, this stuff circulated after she had already just tried to laugh at grown folks TV for crying on Monday because of his moderator can't stop. His moderator passed away. But I guess they gonna say everybody else is evil and hateful. Oh, they not good people, and oh, that's not a good person. No, what's not a good person is somebody to have all of this going on with one of they ace boon coons, one of they day ones over there, and you ain't doing nothing about it because you too busy focused on self. So let me look at these comments. Ayana said Ness only worries about her and her wants. Correct. Coolin said, I think that's Trigger Man Family Funeral Home. I hope that's not considered doxing. Let me remove that. What? Dang, that's a small world if that is. That's a small world if that is. Chanel said, Coolin, that's funeral home 88 was busting down in. And then Ayana said, but I find it hilarious that her mods and her ass kisser disappear when she needs them the most to sit there and do nothing. But we the people are invested when you point it out. Right. I just believe people have their priorities all messed up. When you too busy worried about everybody else instead of worried about what's going on in your own backyard. Get out of everybody else's front yard and backyard and worry about what's happening in your backyard. Why don't you? Stop worried about what other people got going on and worry about what you got going on and worry about your people. Don't worry about other people's people. Worry about your people. But then, let's just say hypothetically, let's say that Rodney did tell them that that wasn't true. Have y'all ever wondered why? Let's say he did tell them, hey, that's not true. He told them it wasn't true. How distrusting of a person do you have to be where you wouldn't feel comfortable being honest with them about something like this? Because if in fact he's told her that that wasn't true or he told them that wasn't true, then clearly it means that he don't trust them. Clearly it means that he feels some type of some I wouldn't say skeptical. What's the word I'm looking for? He feels some sense of discomfort with them to the point that he would not tell them what's what. And again, they still only self-centered around what's happening with Ness. But I guess the rest of the beef sector, because Rick Reed came and Rick Reed gave his perspective of this. And I refuse to believe that we the only ones that knew about this. I believe that Ness knew about it too, but Ness just put it on the back burner because Ness is only focused on herself. Y'all got to remember, June 1st just came. And I'm sure that she was trying to rack up her rent money. That's probably what she cared about. That's what was on her mind. That's what was on her mind. So now that we got that out the way, why don't you go ahead and make a community, not a community wall post, but a Patreon post over there for one of your fallen finessers. While you too busy worried about posting everybody else's personal stuff up there, make one for your fallen finesser over there. And maybe y'all need to even do like a fundraiser, a donation. Give him some of them cash apps that you got over there. Send it over there to him as a condolence offering. Send it over there to him as a peace offering, like, hey, I'm sorry that I was so consumed with my own self and I was so consumed with my own channel that I totally had no clue that you had this tragedy going on. And I deliberately disregarded all the rumors that have been circulating about this because I knew that the tragedy wasn't about me, so I didn't give a damn. Send over a love offering in the Cash App. Maybe he can go and buy him something nice today. Send over something up in the Cash App. Maybe he can go do something nice for his mother today. We ain't even talking about the fact that Father's Day is right around the corner. But y'all too busy focused on the wrong things. Father's Day is right around the corner. Send him something for him. Just Lovely said, yeah, girl, throw a fish fry or something. Something. I mean, since you over there got people paying $9 a month and $15 a month for a damn Patreon, why not donate your first month's worth of Patreon over there to that family? Because he sure do get doxed up and down these streets and beat the hell up virtually, trying to stand 10 toes down beside you. But meanwhile, he got to deal with his grief in silence and still come on here, act like he ain't grieving, so that he could try to help you fight these people where you keep starting all these fires with people and keep getting fucked up in the process. I wish I would have just been coming fresh off the death of one of my parents and feeling obligated to click this damn live button to fuss and fight with people because Ness lost her channel. I wish I would. Good morning, 300. I wish I would. Crazy thing is, when all this was going down, y'all, Brooke and Malik had been on a couple of platforms bringing up my daddy and my daddy being sick, y'all. Talking about my daddy with his congestive heart failure, which I have always proudly said that he has that. He's doing much better now. Thank the Lord. But around this time when all this was happening in their camp, they kept bringing up my daddy about my daddy and congestive heart failure. But meanwhile, Brooke, Malik, while y'all was trying to speak that death and illness upon my father, Rodney was over there losing his. While y'all was trying to speak death and ill will upon my father because y'all wanted to be petty as hell because Malik is sensitive, Rodney was over there losing his. Did y'all send anything? Brooke and Malik, did y'all send anything? I mean, Rodney said that he jumped up in the fight and jumped on Fifi TV, our Fifi TV. He jumped on her because of you, because of the natural hair challenge or whatever that challenge was that Pizarro had. He jumped on Fifi about you, Brooke. So where y'all at? Or y'all too busy worried about everybody else virtually? I'll wait. I will motherfucking wait. Now, after I done got that part out, that was the bulk of what I really wanted to tell y'all about, because y'all really need to pay attention. Some of these people really got this internet stuff all the way messed up to where they only care about the wrong damn things. Now, the last portion that I'm going to speak about here is the porn bomb that Dimples did. So let's go ahead and move on to my last bullet point. So, y'all, Monday night, it appears that Dimples and Ness fell out. Dimples got pissed off. Porn bomb Ness. Now, The interesting thing about that happening, and please like my video, the interesting thing about that happening is Ness loved to invite Dimples on her platform, and they would do this good cop, bad cop thing. Sometimes I feel like that Ness and the Finessers think that everybody else is stupid, or specifically that I'm stupid, but no, I'm not. Y'all, on that old channel that she used to have, it got to the point to where Ness would deliberately invite Dimples over there so that Dimples could dox, so that Dimples could you know, say crazy shit about my homeowners association, about my relative, about whatever Dimples came over there with. Ness gladly allowed her to, because Ness wanted to sit back and let Dimples be the bad cop with all of this crazy ass information, while she could just be quietly on mute, letting it go down, appearing to be the good cop. But what she failed to realize is when you are the channel holder, there ain't no such thing as being the good cop. The channel and anything happening on the channel is solely your responsibility. So because anything happening on the channel is solely your responsibility, when Dimples got up there doing all that hateful ass crazy stuff, you should have nipped that in the bud, but you didn't do it. And then I had to go ahead and report it and send a few emails to YouTube because you were doing that type of stuff underneath your membership tier, which is against the community guidelines. And this is how you got snatched up. So then, once she started having to use this backup channel, she was still inviting Dimples over there. And for the life of me, I thought that was the dumbest move to make. I'm like, how could you be so dumb? You already trusted this girl to get on there and she said the wrong things, and I was able to get that whole entire channel snatched. And you still going to be trusting of her to allow her back up here as if she won't try to do the same thing? But Ness wanted to be able to use her to do all that malicious shit while she just sat there on mute with her mouth closed. Only for her to be wanting Dimples to drag everybody and do the malicious shit to everybody else on her platform so that she could get numbers and get paid off of what Dimples was doing on her platform, not even realize that Dimples was going to turn on her. Y'all, it was just earlier Monday that her and Dimples was up there on some bullshit about me again. Up there trying to accuse me of lying about my past relationship when I ain't got no reason to lie about anything. In real time, when everything was going on, I had video receipts to prove everything. But now they want to come and have a discussion 6 years later and now accuse me of lying about everything that people who were actually subscribed to my channel actually saw in real time, because I had videos in real time. I think they are crazy and they are idiots to even come out and say, oh, well, she lied about getting left at a Smoothie King. I ain't got to lie about that bullshit, please. I had videos to prove it. Just because Ness was somewhere up in a discipleship rehabilitation center, that don't mean that my videos don't exist. So Dimples coming there trying to accuse me of lying about anything that the entire beef sector saw play out in real time is insane and foolish. But just Monday, that's what they was over there trying to spin on Ness's platform, only for me to go to bed on Monday night, and Dimples ended up P-bombing Ness. And the kicker is, y'all, I'm not sure if most of y'all know it, but when Dimples did the P-bomb of Ness, y'all, over there up on that channel, do y'all know that she used Sha Kim's peen for that P-bomb? The peen that was shown by Dimples over there was Sha Kim's. How diabolical and calculated is that? To be up on Ness's platform and do that using Sha Kim's. To show Sha Kim's stuff to the entire Finesser audience. And the crazy thing is, y'all, as I was listening to everybody's commentary about it yesterday, I heard mixed reviews about it. I was over there at Brianna's. Brianna was doing her commentary about it. Yeah, please like my video. Brianna was doing her commentary about the P-bomb. And Brianna said that the peen looked like a white person's peen. If I'm not mistaken, Lady Nika said that the peen was ugly. These things were discussed and said without them knowing that was Sha Kim's peen. So as I've listened to people do commentary about this P-bomb, I've only heard people speak negativity about the looks of the peen. So they, unbeknownst to them, they didn't even know that they was offending this man and offending his genitalia that Dimples decided to show over there up on Ness's. And I say that's what Ness get. What Ness fails to realize is that she has been the common denominator of a lot of this stuff. I don't know why she continued to trust Dimples on her platform, period, after what Dimples had already pulled up on her last platform that caused her last platform to get snatched. But she wanted to put her trust in it. It's almost like, somebody actually trying to take in a savage, stray, rabid pit bull. Well, I won't even say the pit bull, a rabid dog. If you take in a savage, stray, rabid dog, and you take them into your platform, and they mess up the one platform, and you lose it completely, so then you have to start on another platform, and you decide to bring that same stray, rabid dog to your platform again, and then you get shocked when they try to mess you up. They try to mess you up again. You were shocked. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this. You tried to get my channel taken. Well, didn't she already just be responsible for why your last channel got taken? Your last channel got taken because of the actions of her. Because what she did was against the community guidelines. And I want to say this again, just in case Sha Kim is listening. Sha Kim, it was against the community guidelines what Dimples was over there doing up on that platform. And I reported each and every one of them and went through with emailing and showing my receipts, providing whatever receipt that they needed, any screenshot that they needed, any video clip or proof. Because it was against the community guidelines. I don't have to see the email to know what the email said, because I know what the email said when I was emailing with them. But if she is the reason for the first channel getting snatched up, then why are you acting shocked that she tried to do this to get this channel snatched? Sound like somebody doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result to me. Didn't they say that that's the definition of insanity? Want a different result? That's the definition of that. But I guess you thought that she was useful as long as she was up there trying to dox me or drag me or do this and do that about me. Oh, she was very useful until she wasn't useful no more. And again, the most diabolical part of it is that she used Sha Kim's peen to do it. In less than a week, y'all, I have witnessed fake friendships be completely outed. And let me tell you what I mean. In less than a week, I have witnessed Ness and Dory Kiki and smile in each other's face, only for just like that, and I snapped my finger just like that, they flipped on each other. Ness flipped on Dory. Dory flipped on Ness. They went to the different platforms, dragging each other, talking about each other. You a liar, you this, you that, you the third, blah, 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 blah. That mean that y'all was fake all the motherfucker long. Then Sha Kim had the nerve to try to argue with me over there at YouTube camera saying that Ness just met Dory. Do you know Sha Kim got up there like the sensitive man that he is and told me on YouTube cameras that Ness and Dory just met? No, the hell they didn't. I said, no, they ain't just met. I said, Ness been knew the works of Dory. Sha Kim want to argue me down that they just met. I said, Sha Kim, I said, I know damn well I could go over there to the spaceship and I could find at least 2 videos in which Dory was around and Ness was around at the same time, if not up on the same panel with me and Pizarro and whoever else might have been on the panel. I said they have known of each other for years. But for some reason, they had Sha Kim thinking that they just met this year. Would y'all believe that? I'm like, the lies that y'all tell. But then y'all tell these lies over there to each other, and then y'all shocked that y'all done lied to each other at the same time. But again, there we go with somebody that's not even a part of this sector trying to tell me that Ness and Dory just met this year. Trying to tell me that Ness and Dory only met this year. No, they've been there. Now, they probably just started speaking personally and privately with each other this year, but they've always known of each other over the course of the years. Anytime you go into somebody else's platform listening to commentary, especially the spaceship primarily, Dory and Mona were a staple on that spaceship year after year. Ness been knew who Dory was. But they played this fake phony mess, and in less than a week, they turned on each other. And now, in the matter of 4 or 5 hours on Monday, Ness and Dimples turned on each other because they was being fake too. They were being fake too with this fake ass friendship. Only having a fake friendship so that Dimples could help with all this doxing and stuff. Probably provide all this doxing information so Ness can throw it up on her Patreon. You know, Ness was using Dimples to get all that type of information from her. And that's why I'm like, if you using Dimples to get all this doxing information on everybody else, why in the hell are you acting like you didn't know anything had happened to Rodney's daddy? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Chanel B said, I get what you're saying, but I don't get into YouTube politics because CC will be beefing so hard that you think you guys are done and be right back on each other platform. No, that's true, Chanel, but I'm simply saying that it was all fake to begin with because over the course of not even 7 days, she fell out with 2 of the people that she claimed she loved so much. Oh, I love them. I love Dory. I love Dimples. I love them. I love them. I love them. That turned right up on him, fell right out with him. You said, do you think Ness used Dory to mess with Pizarro just like she used Brooke? Definitely. Definitely. That's what she always do. She loved to try to group herself up with somebody if she thinks that y'all have a common enemy. That's her MO. That's her MO. If she thinks that y'all have a common enemy, that's when she want to be your best friend. Notice the only reason why she was trying to come around to be cool with Lemon is because she thought that I was her and Lemon's common enemy. Let's remember. The fact that me and Lemon had clashed, when it come to the P-bomb over there with his channel, when it come to him giving me that strike through Octavius and me striking him back, then that's when she wanted to start letting him come back over there to her channel. Why? Because she thought that I was their common enemy. Remember, she only started having an issue with Lemon here recently because Lemon still allowed me to click his link. Because Lemon still allowed me to be in his chat. because Lemon still allowed me to be around on this platform, because Lemon still had conversation with me, because Lemon refused to take the orders and the instructions in which she tried to dictate him to do against me. Then once she realized that Lemon was not about to follow the orders that she wanted him to follow, then she started having a problem with him, because at that particular point she realized that even though she looks at me as an enemy, Lemon don't look at me as an enemy. And she started having an issue because Lemon refused to look at me as an enemy, because Lemon said that he was a forgiving person, because Lemon said that he wasn't trying to do XYZ, because Lemon, she tried to force Lemon's hand and Lemon just wasn't going. Once Lemon wasn't moving the way that she wanted him to move, then she had a problem with Lemon. So then Lemon got to go. So if we're going to be honest, actually in the course of a week, she got rid of Lemon. She got rid of Dory. She got rid of Uppity. She got rid of Dimples. 4 people she got rid of in the course of a week. Now, I don't know if she 100% done with Uppity, but she did feel like Lemon and Uppity got into a fight in an argument up on her panel deliberately in order to sabotage her panel. She felt like both of them were snakes. She called them out saying that they were snakes and that they were only trying to hinder or mess up her panel, her channel. Even with that, she really was only getting back with Uppity because she thought that Uppity was a common enemy, or that Pizarro was a common enemy for her and Uppity. She thought I was a common enemy for her and Uppity. Specifically, she really started taking in more with Uppity after Uppity was in the dance challenge, and Uppity felt slighted in the dance challenge because Pizarro let Queen 88 come in at the last minute, and Queen 88 won. Then that's whenever Ness made her move and slithered in order to try to grab up Uppity so that Uppity can come over there with her up on her platform so that Uppity could drag Pizarro, because Uppity was already upset about that dance competition. Let's call a spade a spade. Good morning, Pizarro. Let's call a spade a spade. That's how that went down. Anytime you notice her grabbing up anybody to bring them on the platform, sit back and ask yourself the question, why is this person so important to her today, when just 2 weeks ago this person wasn't even important to her at all? Ask yourself that question. Now she talking about she ain't trying to do no panel shows no more. Thank you, Jeannie G. I appreciate it. Thank you for contributing to my goal. I really do appreciate it, Jeannie G. Now she's saying that she ain't doing no panel shows no more because she can't trust nobody to be on the panel. She can't trust this one and that one because of what Dimples did, when she should have stopped being a lazy content creator from the get-go, like what I said about 2 months ago. I said 2 months ago, stop being a lazy content creator. Do the work in order to produce the content. Stop letting the panel be packed with all these people and everybody taking up running your show for you instead of you doing the content and commentary yourself. And stop replaying everybody's videos being lazy. Use your creativity and your imagination in order to tell the story with your words so that people can automatically envision exactly what you're talking about based on the way that you speak. It's that simple. But your damn show shouldn't wait for your channel to get snatched because Dimples was over there doxing in your members only. You shouldn't wait for that for you to finally decide to let Dimples not be a part of your panel. Then you damn show shouldn't wait for Dimples to show you Sha Kim's peen on your damn screen for you to finally decide, well, hey, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Pizarro said, yeah, her show is boring without a panel. Well, girl, she say everybody else boring. That's what she say. Everybody else boring except for her. Please. But yeah, most of the time, you always see her grab on, and please like my video if y'all haven't. You always see her grab on to the next person because she feels that y'all have a common enemy. That's the bottom line. To a certain degree, I think she held on to Dimples the way that she held on to Dimples because Heat was a common enemy for her and Dimples. Remember, Heat and Dimples used to be thick as thieves, and Heat and Dimples fell out. Heat and Dimples went their separate ways. Once Heat and Dimples went their separate ways, that seemed like when Ness really wanted to grab onto and hold on to Dimples the most. Why? Because she knew it was going to irritate Heat. Why? Because she knew that she would be a barrier between Dimples and Heat. It's very simple how she tried to move the pieces, and she thinks she is very skilled at manipulating the people. But many of us that's been around this sector for all the years that we've seen these chess moves. We've seen these chess moves and these plays time and time again, time and time before, to where you can already call it for what it is, just based on what you see. But it's a lot of the newcomers that have not been around to witness everything, so they are unaware. Donnell Jones said, I echo that. Nothing irritates me more than someone playing someone's commentary instead of explaining what was said. Correct. And then you said, all Ness does is complain about others. It should be exhausting for her audience. Y'all, it's crazy. But even like what I said, the Fallen Finesser edition, it's a lot of stuff that she needs to be worried about in-house. She should worry about the in-house stuff and stop worrying about the out-house stuff. Oh, Donnell Jones said, if I wanted to listen to the other person's live, I would have listened on their page. Correct. Yeah, because all it is just repeating exactly what somebody has already played. And I think that's a cheap way as well, because they typically go to a juicy part. And another thing, now Ness is threatening to strike anybody who replays content with her on the panel. Y'all, now I know y'all remember on that old channel that she had, if I was at Jay Wilson's, minding my business, guess what she would do? Take Jay Wilson's content and replay the part where I was on the panel, right? Y'all remember? If I was at Pizarro's, minding my business, guess what Ness would do? Take Pizarro's live where I was on Pizarro's panel minding my business, and she would replay it for her audience over there, right? Hell, if I had gone to who else's channel, I think one time she played some of the Miss O's because I was over there. She definitely has started playing YouTube cameras, even though she don't even like YouTube cameras. But she would play YouTube cameras content with me on the panel, just with me on the panel, so that she could give commentary about me, even though I was not allowed on her panel according to her. She was saying YouTube cameras a cash out and proceed to play the video with me on the panel. Any panel that I touched, in order for her to have content, she had to pick out me being on the panel, talking with the channel holder, to replay on her old channel for the sake of having quote unquote content, even if she had to cash out the person for using a video with me in it for content. But now she is sitting back here threatening to strike anybody that dare to replay content of her sitting on the panel. Make it make sense. When you, as long as you was playing anything with me up on the panel, you didn't give a damn right. Once all this striking stuff really started knocking on your front door, then you went to hiding videos, right? But now you want to be able to click links, and you don't want people to be able to review the content. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? So now you want to be safe to flag anybody that replays something that you win, even though that's all you used to do. That's all you used to do. Y'all, I remember even one time and me and Sha Kim talked about this on YouTube cameras. The last time I clicked Sha Kim's link, I clicked his link because Jay Wilson was on the link, and I got up there to ask Jay Wilson something. And I was up there for all of 5 minutes, if that. If that. And do you know that Ness had to replay my 5-minute clip of me clicking Sha Kim's link to ask Jay Wilson something? She had to make that content up on her channel where she replayed it. Why? Because she wanted my presence on her channel. You banned me from your channel, but you still wanted my presence on your channel, in which you used everybody else's content where I was on their link talking about any old thing. Even if it was you taking from Sha Kim for 5 minutes of me being up on his panel asking Jay Wilson a question. The very thing that you are accusing people of doing, or that you are afraid that people might start doing, is the very same thing that you were doing. That's the same thing that you did. Y'all, it's crazy as hell. Damn ridiculous. Pizarro said, how she thinks she can control other people's channels. And then she said, and she only pays you 10 to replay the whole motherfucking live. I figured it was about $5 or $10. Because for the life of me, when she cashed out YouTube cameras, and she couldn't stand YouTube cameras during this time. But she was that pressed off content, needing content, that she cashed out YouTube cameras a couple of times. And that's when I was on YouTube cameras link shortly after that. And I told YouTube cameras that she got to put her foot down and at least require that her content be up for at least a good 24 hours before allowing it to be replayed over there. Because I figured that it wasn't a hefty cash app amount. I knew it wasn't. But the fact that you say that she only paid $10 to replay the whole live, and she said that's why I stopped her from using mine without a bigger payment. $10 for the whole live, really? Now that's cheap as hell. So I know if she was only paying you $10, then she probably was only paying YouTube cameras about $10 as well. But meanwhile, she couldn't stand YouTube cameras. But anytime she ain't have no content over there, she was sending a cash app and playing that girl video. And she only played her video with me on the panel. Carrie, she is going down bad. But these are the things that happen over there that people act like we ain't even supposed to see. Or better yet, maybe we supposed to act like we don't see. We supposed to just look the other way. Then now she want to be mad talking about who can play what, and she gonna strike this one and she gonna strike that one. Please. At the end of the damn day, y'all, and please like my video, I ultimately just want to say, that it's a lot of stuff that really need to be straightened up over there up in that camp. Maybe now that the truth is finally out, they can go ahead and acknowledge what's going on in their camp. And just worry about what's going on in y'all's camp and worry about consoling Rodney. Worry about helping Rodney. Worry about contributing to Rodney and his family. Worry about doing that, why don't you? And maybe once you start worrying about, good morning, Robin Moderator. Maybe once you start worrying about Rodney and his family, y'all, then y'all can stop worrying about everybody else. Again, like what the church people say, sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. Dox your own people and they tragic circumstances that they got going on before you try to dox everybody else. Focus on what should really matter to you, because I shouldn't matter to you at all. There should be nothing about me that should be mattering to you. So focus on what you need to focus on. Y'all, I have been here. I'm telling you, when I get to talking to y'all, I be up on a roll. You heard me. I be on a roll. But yeah, I need to get on up off here. I've been here for an hour and 42 minutes. I could really go for 2 hours, y'all. But I never really like to have a super long live, because when people do the replay, I prefer that the replay is easy for them to get through and that it ain't long and drawn out. But I do appreciate everybody for coming and supporting y'all. Thank you to Jeannie G for supporting my goal. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for liking the video. I actually appreciate y'all. Good morning, Cassie Wilson. I actually appreciate y'all for allowing me to have this serious discussion with y'all, to where I really had to call a spade a spade. And going forward, for those of y'all who are kind of like Rodney, who have your faith and will do anything for your faith and will lay your life down for your faith, you need to ask yourself the question: if something tragic happened in your life, what would your faith be willing to do for you? Or would your faith just ignore anything that happened because your faith is only focused on herself? Ponder that for today. Y'all, as always, I will be back on Friday. And we gonna, oh, good morning, Fifi. I'll be back on Friday. We gonna see what unfolds up until then. Y'all take care, be blessed, don't stress, and y'all have a great and happy Wednesday. And again, my condolences to Rodney. I don't like him, but I'm sure that this got to be hard, especially considering that Father's Day is coming up. Y'all take care, be blessed, don't stress. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.